What's good, y'all? Welcome to my review of Pacific Rim Uprising. So, Pacific Rim Uprising is directed by Stephen S. D. Knight and stars John Boyega, Jin Tea, Scott L. Eastwood, Riko Kichiu, Charlie Day, and many more. Now, in the story of Pacific Rim Uprising is at 10 years after the original one. Idris Elba's son, I don't remember his name because honestly Pacific Rim's characters were kind of forgettable, is now in charge of leading a team of new recruits against a bunch of kaiju. So let's talk about it now. Let me talk about the first one because the first one is a movie I actually recently watched. Because as you guys know, I did a Blu-ray pickups video not too long ago where I got Pacific Rim on Blu-ray, and I told you I got the never seen the original Pacific Rim because I also don't remember the exact reason why I didn't watch this movie in theaters back in 2013. Maybe another movie I'd rather watch came out, or I doubt it was because of Trust and Interest, because I feel like I would have really liked to see a movie about mechs going against kaiju. I feel like I would have wanted to see it. Maybe something else came up. I don't know the exact reason. That was a long time ago. But enough jibba jabba. Anyway, so when I saw the movie, I have to admit, I was looking kind of disappointed with it. I was almost like, my fifth, I was like, you know, I think I know why it took me so long to watch this movie. I mean, I didn't hate it or anything. I really enjoy it. I gave it an 8.5. But I was kind of disappointed. And that doesn't really happen with me. The problem was because I didn't watch any reviews of Pacific Rim when I watched it. Just kind of plopped it into my PS4 while I was working on some other stuff. And kind of just watched it while I was working on some thumbnails for other videos and such. And, I mean, the mech battles were good, but so I was kind of a little nervous about watching Uprising after, so I was like, maybe Uprising might not be as good as I thought it was going to be. Then when I got in the theater, I watched it, I was like, by like the first 5-10 minutes, I was like, alright, this movie's already better than the first one. Because, guys, Pacific Rim Uprising, in my perspective, completely shits on the original. I mean, I really did enjoy the first one, don't get me wrong, but the biggest problem with that movie is that it took itself way too seriously. This movie should have been like Transformers, where it's like, okay, maybe not exactly like Transformers, because, you know, Transformers can get a little too out of control at times. You know, I do love all the movies. Yeah, and plus the characters were kind of forgettable and weak, minus the scientists. The scientists, I fucking love those guys. Those were like my favorite characters of the whole movie. I loved every time they were on screen, and it was glad when we saw them in Uprising. They were just as good. They have great chemistry. Their banter is just great, and I just love those scientists. They were the best part of the original movie. So let's talk about the cast. So let's talk about John Boyega in this movie. Gives out a fantastic performance. I mean, he is entertaining from the beginning to the end. Like, John Boyega was great in this movie. He was fantastic. Like, the man got some range. I mean, we've seen him be Finn in Star Wars, a cop in Detroit, and now we're just kind of being like, you know, I guess John Boyega in this movie, but yeah. But this movie was just hilarious. John Boyega was just great in every scene. He had some great comedy bits. He was overall just great in that, you know, and the suit, his acting was great as well. The rest of the cast was also doing a pretty good job, but let's talk, before I gush about this movie, let's get the flaws out of the way. My biggest flaw with this movie is essentially the same flaw I had with the original, where it's, the characters are kind of weak. I mean, besides John Boyega, the only other person I really did enjoy besides recurring characters like the scientist was the new girl. I forget. I don't know what her name is, but whoever the new 14-year-old girl is that made her own Jaeger. Which actually, when I found out that Jaeger was Japanese for hunter, I was like, because then I was like, wait, so did the Attack on Titan manga purposely give Eren the last name Jaeger? Because, you know, in Attack on Titan, you know, Eren's main goal was just, you know, killing all the Titans. So I wonder if the Attack on Titan manga purposely gave Eren the last name of Jaeger because, you know, his goal throughout the whole series is, you know, rid the world of Titans because Titans suck. Anyway, the girl, whatever her name is, she was really like the only other character I really gave a shit about. Besides John Boyega, everyone else was kind of like, nah. Like the recruits, nah, didn't really care for him. That's about like the biggest problem with the movie. Like the characters just like, eh. Besides John Boyega, the recurring characters, the scientists, those guys were, oh my god, they were great in this movie as well. And of course, you know, some other recurring characters I kind of had that I kind of enjoyed in the original. Besides that, I kind of didn't. I mean, they weren't bad. Like they were like poorly acted. I was just like couldn't really care for them. Never really got invested into those characters. It was really just John Boyega I really cared about, as well as the 14-year-old girl. But besides that, so that's my only fault. Now let's talk about the good. Woo! I already mentioned how great John Boyega is now, so let's talk about the reason we all came to watch this movie: the fights between Jaegers and the Kaiju. Oh, it is great. Like, let me make a comparison about the fights from this movie and the original. The fights in the original are like Zorg battles from Power Rangers. You know, cool to watch, but stiff. Not much movement. Not much really excitement going on. They were still really good, and they were but they were more or less just bloated, or like I guess big budget Zorg battles essentially from Power Rangers. The fights in this movie are like Neon Genesis Evangelion up in here. Like, they're fast, they're fluid, the Jaegers are so nimble, they're like Avas, or they're kind of like, they're essentially like humans. Like, the Jaegers, I love like how like fast and maneuverable and fluid their animations are, and just the Jaegers. Which guys, I got another thing. Universal. Props for actually in the credits, because I actually I didn't sat through all the credits. I was like, because let me be honest, guys. If it's not an MCU movie or DCU, I'm not staying for the credits, because unless I know, that suddenly out of the credits is the movie I care about, I'll stay after the credits. But if it's not an MCU or DCU movie, I'm like, as soon as the credits roll, I'm out. Okay, maybe not as soon. I'm just like, when the lights start turning on, that's when I bounce. But I heard that actually Universal themselves, or whoever's really in charge of the credits, actually credited all the individual CGI, like VX guys, the visual effects guys, the special effects guys, the CGI animators. They like credited all of them. I was kind of like, and I was kind of, while I was watching, I was like, okay, well, the visual effects guy, because here you get him all credit. So then I kind of got up on my seat. Right before I was about to leave, I saw like special effects, visual effects, and then I just saw like 200 names just go down the credits. I'm like, Jesus H. Christ, there are so many names. So Universal, props for you giving your CGI animators, your animators in general, individual credits. Which is nice, because that never happens with movies nowadays, and especially for anime. Because if you guys don't know, in the anime industry, the animators, the guys that are pretty much that make or break these series, get treated like absolute shit. I mean, now, this is just Japan. I don't know how it is here in the U.S. with cartoons. Same thing with manga, but they're pretty much paid a bowl of rice. Like, they make less than minimum wage in Japan. Like, their conditions, it's terrible. Like, I don't know how people live like that. Like, off the salaries that animators get, but hey. Like, that was nice to see. I hope anime does that more often. More movies do that where they individually give credit to all of their, VX special effects guys. That was like a nice really touch. Nice touch I enjoyed from Universal, given this movie. But anyway, so let's get back to the fights. The Jaeger fights. Oh, like when we got the Jaeger versus Jaeger fights at the beginning of the movie, they're great. When we see the Jaegers go against the Kaiju at the end. Oh, it's a joy to the eyes as an anime fan. Because you guys know how much I love anime. I'm currently, if you saw me follow me on Instagram and Twitter, which if you don't, you should. Links down in the description box below. I was rocking my DBZ shirt, and you guys know I'm a big fan of Gundam, which actually, apparently, the director of this movie was actually a big fan of Gundam and referenced Gundam a lot, though, but I didn't notice any of those references, minus the unicorn, Gundam unicorn statue in Tokyo. I didn't notice it, but then again, I've not seen that many Gundam series. I've only seen it finish, Unicorn, Unicorn, Seed Destiny, Wing, as well as the first season of Iron Blood Orphans. I'm currently watching Iron Blood Orphans Season 2 on Toonami. So, besides that, I've not really seen anything. So maybe he was referencing, the old Gundam series from, the 70s that are probably, Universal Century Timeline or something. If you guys did notice any of the Gundam references, please leave them down in the comments down below, because I'm really curious of what the Gundam references were. Because all I caught was just, the Unicorn Gundam statue when they went to Tokyo, which I believe is actually in Akihabara, if I remember correctly. At least I think it is, which is, the anime center in Japan. Besides, so yeah, that was like the only like Gundam thing I recognize. Besides it, maybe it just how like the Jaegers are kind of controlled like the Gundams were mobile fire G Gun, at least from what I've seen, because I've not watched it. I've only watched the OP. If the OP looks like they're controlled via themselves, like moving in it, like the Jaegers are in of course in the Pacific Rim movies. Besides that, I didn't notice any other Gundam comparisons or tributes to Gundam. But hey, nice seeing that there was another. We got a fellow anime fan in the film industry. So yeah, that's really all I gotta say. Like like I said, the battles with the Jaegers are great. The cast was overall really, and like, I could just gush about how good the fights were. Like the fights were, they're not like in the original they were pretty good, but they were all at 9. There wasn't really that much of there wasn't that much like visceral action going down. Like I said, they were pretty much like big budget Hollywood Zorg battles from Power Rangers, essentially. While in this movie, they're like fucking Ava. Hell, the Jaegers themselves act and control like Avas. Mine, it's all the emotional damage. Because we all know, hey, if you guys have, how emotionally distraught all the characters were then when they're piloted in Ava. Lord have mercy. Anyway, so my final verdict for Pacific Rim Uprising is a 10 out of 10. If you are a fan of the original, go watch this movie. If you were disappointed with the original, go watch this movie. If you are not a fan of the original, probably don't watch this movie because you'll probably not like it. But if you're a fan of mech anime, go watch it. If you're a fan of kaiju movies, go watch this movie. If you are a fan of Mecha, Gundam, I know I'm repeating myself, but fuck it. If you are a fan of anime, watch this fucking movie. Because goddammit, is it glorious. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did. Subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Twitter if you like. Links on Twitch below. And as always, come back for more. See you guys. And also, guys, my first episode of the Road to Infinity War series is up on my channel. It's a review of Iron Man. I'll leave a link to that down. I'll probably put that in the iCards. Leave down in the description box below. So yeah, go check it out if you haven't. And I also got a new Blu-ray pickups video for you guys coming out tomorrow, as well as some, of course, Bleach Brazos and a couple more reaction videos as well that I'll get through later on the week. So yeah, see you next time.
She's